It's a Minimalist Monday edition of Optimal Living Daily, episode 1438, How to Make a Decision, and 3 Reasons to Seek Other POVs, both by Joshua Fields Millburn and Ryan Nicodemus of the Minimalists.com, and my very own personal narrator, Justin Malik, reading to you from the best blogs I can find. This is an award-winning show thanks to you, and I have 2 posts today, both from the Minimalists. So let's get right to them as we optimize your life. How to Make a Decision by Joshua Fields Millburn and Ryan Nicodemus of the Minimalists.com. Day 1. The first step in any journey is often the most difficult. This was true for our journey into minimalism. Our first step had nothing to do with the task we had to complete. Our first step was deciding, or rather deciding we wanted to make a significant change in our lives. Change is difficult, and procrastination is easy, at least for the moment. But there is no reward in procrastination. The most difficult part of creating a lasting change is deciding to make that change a reality, deciding to take action. 2 kinds of decisions. Fundamentally, there are 2 kinds of decisions, intellectual and emotional. Intellectually, we knew we wanted a change in our lives. We knew we were unhappy, unsatisfied, and unfulfilled. We knew we didn't have freedom, not real freedom. The problem was we knew these things intellectually, but not emotionally. We didn't have the feeling in our guts that things must change. We knew they should change, but that change wasn't a must. Should versus must. It's like anything else you tell yourself. I should change. I should stop wasting my money. I should work fewer hours. I should get rid of all this junk. I should eat healthier food. I should exercise. I should write more. I should read more. I should watch less TV. I should. After a while, you end up shoulding all over yourself, which is an apt analogy because you really do feel like after you put everything off for so long, after you procrastinated over and over and over. Once you understand the necessity for change on an emotional level, you're able to turn your shoulds into musts. To accomplish this, we must begin to associate enough pain with our current circumstances and then equate immense pleasure with our new outcome. A mixture of enough pain combined with enough pleasure, this is how we change our shoulds into musts. This is the pivotal point. This is when you get leverage. This is when you are compelled to take action. This is how you make a decision. A decision is not a real decision until it is a must. It is not a real decision until you feel it on your nerve endings. Once your shoulds have turned into musts, only then you have made a real decision. I must change. I must stop wasting my money. I must work fewer hours. I must get rid of all this junk. I must eat healthier food. I must exercise. I must write more. I must read more. I must watch less TV. I must. Your only exercise today is simple. Make your must list. What are your musts? What must change? What has brought pain into your life? What will bring great pleasure? Take as much time as you need and write down all your musts. I must. Say your musts aloud. Do you feel how much more powerful the musts feel compared to your shoulds? The should list is weak, passive, lethargic. The must list is strong, vigorous, energetic. The musts are alive. You must take action. Of course, this first day isn't even about taking action. We'll take action every day after today. And yet day 1 is the most difficult. Today is the day you must decide things must change. You know, at least intellectually, you are not happy with how things are in your life, but you can't have it both ways. You can't want it to be one way when your actions are the other way. If your actions are not congruent with your desires, then you will never feel happy, never feel fulfilled, never feel content. Take a look at your must list. Put that list somewhere you will see frequently. Now stop everything you are doing and make a decision. Make the decision to change your life, to live the life you want to live. Don't just think about the change intellectually, feel it in your gut. By the way, you can read our must list when you get to day 2. Today is the best day of your life because today is the day everything changes. Today is the day your shoulds turn into musts. Today is the day you decide to take action. Today is the first day of the rest of your new, simplified life. 3 Reasons to Seek Other POVs by by Joshua Fields Millburn and Ryan Nicodemus of Minimalists.com. We all do what we do for a reason. If you're reading a book, browsing a blog, or watching the evening news, you're in quest of other points of view. This journey, this discovery of new worldviews, is paramount for personal growth. There are at least 3 reasons why people seek out other POVs, some more steroidic in terms of personal growth than others. Number 1, validation. Most of the time, people simply want to validate their own opinions, and so we read reviews of a movie we just watched to see if other people felt the same as we did. This type of validation is okay to a point. Too much validation stifles creativity. It kills individual growth. That's because if we're constantly chasing validation, if we need our views to always match with someone else's, then we'll accomplish scant original thought, for we get stuck in a state of perpetual crowdthink. What would so-and-so think about this? Instead of forming our own standpoints based on cerebration, logic, and reasoning. Ultimately, the habitual hunt for validation leaves little room for rumination and thus little or no room for growth. Number 2, answers. Other times people search for alternate viewpoints when they themselves can't form an answer. We've all been on the fence before, and sometimes a trusted outlook is all we need to tip us toward the right side. Like validation, however, endeavoring for answers via others leaves us holding the bag for other folks' decisions. It's easy to give advice, but taking our own advice is often the hardest pill to swallow. Number 3, alteration. Every once in a while, some people will examine a contrary attitude or sentiment not to validate their own opinion and not even to find an answer, but rather to change their own mind. This is where real growth happens, when we're willing to step away from dogma, to step back from our own opinions and examine the world through a different pair of eyes. Sam Harris, Stephen Fry, and our friend Cal Newport all do a phenomenal job of providing slants that force people to ponder one's canon and often change their mind. Soliciting other perspectives is not only important, it's a necessary part of living a fulfilled, well-rounded life. But we needn't rely solely on others' beliefs to shape our existence. We must think on our own too. We must rely on ourselves first and use other POVs to augment our own positions. And sometimes when we don't have a good answer, we must simply follow our hearts. You just listened to the posts titled How to Make a Damn Decision and 3 Reasons to Seek Other POVs, both by Joshua Fields Millburn and Ryan Nicodemus of Minimalists.com. I'll keep this ending nice and short for you today. Have a great rest of your Monday, great start to your week, and I'll see you tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.
Hey, this is Dan from the Optimal Finance Daily podcast, which is a lot like this show, except more focused on personal finance. Justin handpicks the best posts he can find from blogs and authors like Ramit Sethi, Mr. Money Mustache, and more, and I read them to you 5 days a week. So if you enjoy this podcast, come on over and subscribe to Optimal Finance Daily too. And together, we'll optimize your financial life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.